Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to discuss about EC2 user data and Cloud-init. In this video I will cover everything you need to know about EC2 user data and Cloud-init, from basics to a hands-on demo. So let's get started. So these are the contents of this video. First we will see what is Cloud-init and what is EC2 user data and its connection with Cloud-init, writing your first user data script, and then demo where we will launch an EC2 instance with user data script. Then we will see writing your first Cloud-init script and demo on launching an EC2 instance with Cloud-init script. And then at last we will see some additional notes about user data and Cloud-init. So let us first understand what is Cloud-init. Cloud-init is an open source tool that is developed for cloud server instances like EC2 instances that will set up some server configurations automatically when the server boots up for the first time. These configurations are provided as metadata. The metadata describes which packages should be installed or what commands should be run when the server is initialized. When we launch an EC2 instance from an AMI, Cloud-init utility is already present in the AMI. So when we launch an EC2 instance in AWS, the EC2 instance is launched from a template which is known as AMI, Amazon Machine Image, and in that AMI this Cloud-init utility is already there. So it is supported across all major cloud providers like AWS, Azure, GCP, etc., provisioning systems for private cloud infrastructure and physical machines on a network. During boot, Cloud-init identifies the cloud it is running on and initializes the system accordingly. Cloud instances will automatically be provisioned by Cloud-init during first boot with networking, storage, SSH keys, packages and various other system aspects like setting the host name, creating user accounts and running scripts. So all these things are done by Cloud-init utility when the system boots for the first time. We will see how this relates to our user data scripts. For cloud users, Cloud-init provides first boot configuration management of a cloud instance. So this is a link to the official documentation of Cloud-init. I will provide this link in the description box as well if you want to know more about this. Now the question is, what is EC2 user data and its connection with Cloud-init? So when we launch an EC2 instance, we launch it from an AMI, which is Amazon Machine Image. This AMI already contains the Cloud-init tool baked in it. So when the instance boots up, one of the first services to run is the Cloud-init service. And what is user data? User data is a script that runs when you launch your EC2 instance. When we launch the EC2 instance, we provide the user data script as an instance attribute. The user data script is executed automatically when the system boots up. So when the system boots up, the user data script automatically runs, and under the hood the script is executed by Cloud-init. The user data script is passed to the Cloud-init service as EC2 metadata. Cloud-init then processes the commands or directives specified in the user data script. So now we can understand what is the relation between Cloud-init and user data. Cloud-init is the utility or the service which actually executes the user data script when the system first boots up. So here is a scenario of when we would like to use a user data script. Imagine you need to set up a web server on your EC2 instances. Instead of manually installing Apache or Nginx every time on the EC2 instance, you can write a user data script to do it for you automatically. The script is executed by Cloud-init at the first boot. Now this is important, you can pass the user data to EC2 in two formats. We can pass the user data in two formats. First is as Unix shell script starting with hash exclamation, which is called shebang in Unix. And second method is we can pass the user data in the format of Cloud-init directives. Cloud-init directive is a scripting language of Cloud-init written in YAML format, and it begins with hash cloud config. We will see this in next slides. So in summary, user data provides the input, which can be in the form of shell script or Cloud-init directives format, and Cloud-init processes and executes that input. So let us now go to the next slide and write our first user data script. So this is our user data script which we will be passing while launching our EC2 instance. So as I said, user data script, shell script must start with hash exclamation characters and the path to the interpreter you want to read the script, which is commonly /bin/bash. So this character hash exclamation is a special line at the beginning of the shell script that tells the operating system which interpreter to use when executing the script. And then in this script we are running the command yum update and installing httpd, Apache httpd server, and this here we are starting the server, and chkconfig httpd on. By this command it runs when the system it runs the service when the system boots for the first time. And here we are creating this file where www.html index.html, in which we are writing this string hello world from hostname. Hostname will be the hostname of our EC2 instance. So the next point here is scripts entered as user data are run as the root user. So we don't need to use sudo command in the script. So we have not used sudo command here anywhere in the script because user data script is run as the root user. And if you create any files through this script, it will be owned by root user. For example, this file that we are creating, it will be owned by the root user. If you need a non-root user to have file access, you should modify the permissions accordingly in the script. You cannot include commands that require user feedback, such as yum update without -y flag, because the script is not run interactively. So we need to provide -y flag here. When user data script is processed, it is copied to and run from this path. So in the EC2 instance, the user data script is copied in this path where libcloud instances and the instance ID. So let us now see a practical demo of launching an EC2 instance with user data script. Let me open my EC2 console. So go to EC2 service, instances, launch instance. Let us name it test server 1. Amazon Linux AMI is fine. T2 micro. Key pair, select the key pair if you have already created, otherwise you can create a new key pair. This is for SSH access into the instance. And in the network settings section in security groups, we will allow HTTP traffic from internet because we are installing the Apache HTTPD server, so we want to access it from internet on port 80. So this allow HTTP traffic from internet will open port 80 for us. Now in the advanced details, we have this section for user data. Here you can upload a file with your user data, or you can enter it here. So let me copy the user data script here. So this is our user data script. Now this script will be executed when we will launch our instance, and during the boot time this script will be executed by Cloud-init. So launch instance. Instance is in pending state. Let us wait for it to be running. So the instance is now in running state. Go to instance details, and here in instance details we have this public IPv4 DNS. So copy this DNS to test if our user data script worked fine or not. So go to paste this, enter. So from the script, from the EC2 instance, we got this reply, hello world from IP, this, which we had printed on in our user data script, which is the host name. So this is the host name that is printed. So this was an example of a user data script using a Unix shell scripting. Now let us see the another method in which we can pass the user data script as a Cloud-init directive. So let me go back to my slides. So now this is an example of writing your first Cloud-init script. So Cloud-init script is written in a YAML format. So here you can see at the top line hash cloud hyphen config. This is the mandatory line. Through this line it is identified that the commands are Cloud-init directives, and repo update true. This line instructs the package manager to update the repository indexes to make sure that it has the latest information available packages about the packages. And repo upgrade all. This line tells the package manager to upgrade all installed packages to their latest versions. And this line packages specifies the list of packages to install. In our case we are installing HTTPD. And these are the commands to run, like we did in our last example. These are the same commands but in a different format, in YAML format, which is for this Cloud-init script. So let us now go to the demo using this Cloud-init script. Let us see by creating a new instance. So let me create a new instance, test server 2. It will be similar to the shell script, just to show you that it can work in two different formats. So key pair, select the key pair, allow HTTP traffic, and in the user data now we are going to paste Cloud-init script. So this is the Cloud-init script in cloud config format. Launch instance. Test server 2, it is pending. Let me pause the video and come back to you. Our instance is now initialized. So let us check if our script worked fine or not. Copy the public DNS and paste it. So we got the reply from Apache, hello world from the host name which we had written in the EC2 user data script. Now let us connect to this instance and see the path where the script is copied. like we said in the starting in one of the slides, let me show you. When user data script is processed, it is copied to and run from this path where lib cloud instances. So let us go to this path where lib cloud instances. So this is our instance ID. Go to this instance ID. So here we should have our script userdata.txt. So this is the script that we had passed in the user data. So the script is copied at this path. Now one more thing I would like to show you. Suppose your user data didn't work as expected and you want to troubleshoot what is the issue. Then you can troubleshoot that from the logs of Cloud-init, and logs are stored in the path. Let me tell the logs. Where log Cloud-init, I think log. Cloud-init output log. So this is the file where you can find the logs of your user data script. This is basically log of the Cloud-init utility. In this you will also find the logs related to your user data script. For example, here you can see we have the logs related to httpd, installed httpd. So if you want to debug any issues related to the user data script, you can find these logs at this path. Let us now go back to our slide. Now in this slide I will talk about some additional points related to user data and Cloud-init. So first, user data must be base64 encoded. When we provide the user data script from EC2 console, base64 encoding is done for us by the EC2 console. So what we did just now, we just copied our user data script into the configurations in EC2 console, and EC2 console did the base64 encoding of that script for us. But if you are creating your EC2 instance using AWS CLI, then you need to pass the user data script in base64 encoded format. And user data is limited to 16 KB in raw form before it is base64 encoded. Second point, user data scripts run with root privileges. So be cautious with the commands you include to prevent unintended actions. Avoid including sensitive information like passwords or keys directly in user data. Instead, use secure methods like AWS parameter store, secrets manager, etc. Check the Cloud-init logs. So this is the log that we just checked for troubleshooting any issues if the instance does not behave the way you intended. When a user data script is processed, it is copied to and run from this path which we saw just now. The script is not deleted after it is run. So if you are going to create an AMI from your instance, this script will exist in the AMI and will go inside any instance launched from this AMI. So you should delete the user data script from this path before creating the AMI. So for example, the instance that we just created, if we are going to create an AMI from that instance. So as we saw, inside the instance the script was present in this path, so that script will go with the AMI to any new instances that you will be launching using that AMI. So you will have to delete it manually before creating the AMI. So that wraps up our deep dive into user data and Cloud-init. We have covered the basics, written the user data script and launched an instance and seen it in action. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please don't forget to hit the like button and write your valuable comments or feedback in the comment box, and consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already subscribed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.